Here we are.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I tricked you. We're recording. I snuck up on the button and I pressed it.
I was having a moment.
It's a practical joke.
I was having a moment.
Senior moment.
I was having a senior moment. It was not.
I forgot my grandson's name. It's so sad.
I've got some timers.
I can see
you heard
his
of that?
face. I have heard of that. Yeah.
It's probably inappropriate at this point.
I think I did. It probably is. I think when I was younger, when I first heard Alzheimer's, I think I thought it was Alzheimer's. I think I for sure thought that.
It reminds me of in showbiz, in the industry, sometimes we call in a callback an all back. Isn't that funny?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's like when you go to the first call and there's 58 people there, and then you come to the second call and there's 57 people there. And you're like, I'm not special.
I thought you were going to say 61 people.
That would be like an extra back.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Extra back. I'm bringing extra back. That's hot in here. How did sexy back go?
I'm getting hot. Did you see Nelly on the Grams the other night? The Grams?
Oh, the hip hop celebration?
Yeah.
50 years of
We
hip hop?
watched it in our hotel.
That was really...
I'm asking you like I didn't know that you saw it, but we did watch it together.
This is classic podcasting. It's like those podcasts where the one person has to deliver all the information and the other person has to act surprised by it all.
Oh, right. Or it's like comedians that are like, I just went through a breakup. And you're like, you didn't just go through a breakup.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years ago and you haven't had a date since.
Do you know what? One time I did a comedy encore once. Maybe twice. But I can remember one time, the first time it happened to me at the Bell House. And I went back out and it was so weird. I didn't know what to do.
You just pulled something out.
I just did an old bit.
Yeah.
But it started with the other day. But it's like a 10-year-old bit.
Right,
and everyone knew this didn't happen just the other day.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
And as soon as I said that, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
It was so strange.
If you're new to us.
Why?
What brought you here? What thing?
What are you
how
doing
far
here?
away is the button that the podcasts just kept rolling into the new?
Did you lose your podcast remote and now you're just listening to whatever happens next?
This is Stay F. Homekins.
That's right. I'm Paul F. Tompkins.
I'm Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I am a comedian.
I am an actress.
We are a married couple living in Los Angeles, and this is our after dinner podcast.
Comes out on the second Friday of every month.
You heard?
It's February, the second Friday of the month.
That's right.
So here we are. I got my weekend water.
I also have my weekend water. Isn't it amazing? We made it to February 2023.
I don't really understand how.
Yeah.
I really don't.
A lot of people didn't. Burt Bacharach.
I've been noticing
he did make it to February.
I've been having a lot of thoughts about this.
How many?
One, and it was just earlier. It was literally just earlier tonight.
Oh, this is ripped from the headlines like a Law and Order.
This is like a rip from the headlines thing. It's like in life in America, which is supposed to be this great thing or whatever. Which, by the way, I have turned over a new leaf. I'm not negative anymore. So that
sounded very positive.
Okay.
It's supposed to be this great thing or whatever.
Well, it's like I feel that American society for a while now, with everything sort of coming apart at the seams, there is just a casualness about loss that doesn't make sense in the time that we're living in and the place that we're living in. Like, we don't live in a war-torn country. Like, we're not in Ukraine. And, we did go through this big pandemic, but, we had vaccines. We had tools to combat it, as much as we could. But, like, it's just been heading this way for a while now with, like, mass shootings and, like, police brutality. And I just... I don't know. And I'm a true crime person, which I don't want to call it that anymore. Like,
then you must love America.
No, but it's just, I like one of the reasons I I feel like I follow true crime is because there's a satisfaction when there's justice, some form of justice. Like true justice doesn't exist, or the person would not be traumatized.
Let me ask you this, because I never thought about this before. But most true crime, is it presented as the
spouse did it?
No. Well, that I know.
Oh, okay.
But that justice is done in the end. Like the end of the story is, and that person went to jail.
A lot of times the story is being told after the mystery has been solved.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like Serial, where it's an ongoing thing that they're exploring.
But now
I'm saying like a Dateline or something.
But now it has blown up in a way where like anything goes. Like there might not be answers, or the wrong person gets sometimes like, oh, there's a whole like huge true crime stuff of like being wrongly incarcerated. And, you know, now like in modern times, they have a lot more science that can find like old and cold cases, like crack them wide open. And
maybe looking at my career. Old and cold.
They have not made the DNA test on that one. Am I right?
I don't know if you're right about that, actually.
I just looked over to the band for like a sling. What's
That's
that?
right. You did take to the band.
Rim shot. A rim.
To the house band.
Yeah, and there was no one over there.
That's right. You looked at our pictures on the wall.
Anyway, this is a really weird time. Anyway, so yes, here we are. And I'm too excited because we have a big announcement.
Okay. I should have known you weren't going to be able to make it to the end.
Was I supposed to announce it at the end or at the top? We didn't discuss.
No, we didn't.
What do you think would have been best, even though we're about to announce it?
I think it would have been good to do it at the end. It's a good... I think it's good to go out on a big announcement.
What if people don't listen to the end? Which I just assume.
Well, they're lost to us anyway.
Plus, we'll
but
probably
they're animals anyway, so let them lose their souls. That's from The Godfather.
Oh.
Okay, well, now we got to do it.
Well, now we got to do it, and we'll probably put it in the show notes and the title and stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We're starting a really cool community over on this site, which you probably know about, called Substack.
Substack. It's right under the stack, and
it's a sub.
So for our 70 listeners, you have a place to go now where you can talk to other people who are listening to this like you.
But this is what's so great about it. First of all, our Substack is called weekendwater.substack.com.
That's right.
So our Substack is called Weekend Water. It is going to be an extension of the podcast. We have missed doing it weekly, but life can't allow that. So this is going to be a place where we can add more content on the fly.
Yeah.
And it has all the tools. I even migrated our old podcast episodes over there. And all you have to do is sign up with your email address to subscribe. And whenever there's a new episode of the podcast, it will hit your inbox immediately.
Yeah, you can get our podcast through there.
Yeah.
But you still should be able to get it all the usual places that you get it anyway.
Yes,
right?
but this will be like a do 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 do.
That's right.
Like you won't miss a beat, and then you can interact with other fans. But also, it's going to be like a place for both Paul and I to share things. Here's the thing: there's no algorithms to like mess with you. It's like a quiet place you can go and just like, I guess if you want to mainline Janie and Paul content, you could do it.
I mean,
there's levels.
Just so people know, I will be posting a lot. Like, I'm going to send $5,000 to the first person that messages me hard times. What? Do you not get that? Have you not seen that on Instagram?
What is that?
There's a lot of spam comments on people's pictures, and there's variations on it, but it's always like, I'm going to give everybody's suffering. I'm going to give you money if you put this phrase in my DMs or whatever.
I think you just got a text message from me.
What? Why? What?
Read it. It says hard times.
It did not come through. Did you actually do something?
No.
Oh, you tricked me. This is good
No,
because
I'm going to message you hard
beginning.
times right now.
No, don't now.
Because I want the $5,000.
I hope. What a disaster that
I
joke
want
was. I really, I shouldn't have said anything. I thought everybody will get this. Everyone in this house will get it.
I was trying to get the $5,000.
Honey, by California law, you already have it.
Okay,
or you have
listen.
$2,500.
Here's the deal. Weekendwater.substack.com. It's going to be fun. And yeah, we have an Instagram page. So what? Yeah, we have a Twitter account. Paul quit Twitter. I'm still on there.
That's the thing. And I do have to say this about my quitting Twitter.
Yeah.
In my goodbye thread, I did say, I promise I will not start a Substack. But
What?
it was just a funny offhand thing. Because I was like, I'm never going to start a
Wait, you should
Substack.
add in the thread, like, LOL, I just started a Substack. It's called Weekend Water.
I can't go back there.
Why did
I don't
you
live
say
there
that?
anymore. I don't live in that neighborhood
What
anymore.
was your, like,
just was funny
prejudice
to
against
me.
Substack?
Just because it seemed like all these people were doing it. And also, I didn't really know what a Substack was. I thought it was just email.
Well, it kind of is in a way. Oh, and so we still have here's what's sad about
But
our...
hold on a second.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me say, technically,
Yeah?
I didn't start this. You did.
No, but you are a co-author.
I'm co-author, but
you
I
didn't
didn't start it. So I'm still a man of my
I
word.
added you as I'm the one that had to do all the homework. I had to do the Zoom call with the Substack guy to learn the thing, and I set up the whole. But you are the
That's
co-author, but you didn't. Okay, but I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be better than our email address, that Gmail that we started, because. And I say this in the Substack.
Mm-hmm.
It got littered with spam because it's like a free Gmail.
This is what happens.
Yeah. And so it became like it used to be like I could mainline messages from listeners.
Yeah.
And like share some with you and da-da-da. And now it's like I have to like wade through all of this stuff to find like a real email.
I think because we use it so we look at it so seldom that
I think
it doesn't. What's that?
I think it's a Gmail thing now. Because Gmail's junky.
I have other accounts that I don't use that much for
And it got littered.
work stuff. Yeah, if you don't look at it for a while.
I do look at it though, like every 2 weeks or so.
That's what I'm saying.
But Substack,
But it's not like your email that you check every day, which it sort of learns what shit to put in the spam folder as opposed to putting it in the primary inbox.
Yeah. Well, the Substack is going to be a place where everyone can go, and we are going to have like a paid tier for extra contents, watch-alongs and stuff. But we will definitely we'll still have posts in the free, and we'll still tell people like when the new podcasts hit.
Yeah, these regular episodes will always be free. The occasional watch-along will be free, but there will be behind the paywall stuff.
Well, an occasional, I think the watch-alongs might. The future ones, we might do some fun stuff where we interact and
absolutely,
ask people what they're into, and know. And then there was another thing is if you want to follow, Paul has a website and he does update when he is performing live. This is another great place if you sign up for the Substack too. Is that you're going to be on a podcast. Like if you're on somebody's podcast or I'm on someone's podcast or we're on it together, we'll throw it all into the Substack. Yes. It'll all be there in one place. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about social media. If you want to receive that stuff, it'll be in the Substack and then it'll take you directly to those things.
But we're not going to be spamming you. We're not going to be, it's not as soon as everything happens, we're going to tell you right away. So you're getting 1 million emails from us.
Right.
It'll be we'll do maybe at the end of the month or something, we'll do a roundup of here's where you can hear us on this and that. Here's live dates, all in one thing.
But also you can add things to the Substack. I learned, if you want to visit Weekend Water every other day, the actual Substack page, and I can post that you were on a podcast and not spam people's email.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
we're still learning this.
So you'll just like click like latest posts and it'll be like, oh, if Paul is on a podcast, that might be there. Anyway, my point is that you have this website where you put your live dates, but now we can start like, mainlining them through the Substack so that it's all just one place. It's just one place where people can go to find out anything.
Right.
That's the idea of it. It's all and if you don't want to be on social media anymore, you don't have to worry about like trying to find out what's going on.
But can people talk to each other somehow? Is there like a forum?
Yeah, there like it depends. Like I can post, like say if I post. Didn't you just do a Comedy Bang Bang yesterday? I don't know if it's out. Okay, I'm just using this as an example.
Yes, I just recorded one yesterday.
Okay, so like if I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul was just on Comedy Bang Bang and I post it on the Substack, I can allow like comment thread or not. Or like it just depends on like the post.
Right.
Right. And we can have like chats if we want. Or threads.
Yes.
Threads that are not live.
Yes.
So So like you could start a thread like if you wanted to go on the Substack. Now I'm giving you like a lesson in Substack. But like if you want to go on tomorrow and you're like, hey, I'm interested in playing whatever city live. What venue has 400 seats and good sound acoustics.
So I'm going to use this as my personal Google.
No, but like people in the city then can like write on the thread like, oh my God, in Seattle you got to do the blah 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 club or whatever instead of Twitter. Like because you're not on Twitter anymore.
It's true. I'm not.
Yeah, and Instagram is like a terrible algorithmic hellhole.
Yeah, which is a drag.
Social media might have jumped the shark.
Man, it got so just like trashy and a mess. It's just hard to. It's not. Yeah, it really isn't like it used to be where
you could be connected to certain people.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing that sucks. It makes you scroll more. I feel like it's designed to make you just keep scrolling in a way that it didn't quite do before.
See, this is why I'm excited about starting this Substack, you guys, because sometimes you don't want to be in that place. Yes. You don't want to be in that place.
I will say, honey, the more you say the word Substack, the more culty it starts to sound.
I might be in a cult. Like, I really was. Like, with the Substack guy, I was like, okay, what about this? What about this? Anyway.
Was Substack a cult?
Anyway, that was just my 2 cents. Speaking of true crime, and I might write about this on the Substack. I don't know. I'm watching the Murdoch murder trial. Yeah. And it has been outrageous. It's been wild. And I know some of the listeners are listening because we've gotten like some emails and tweets and Instagram DMs of people that are like, Janie, oh my God, are you watching this? Because I had early on in our podcast, I was listening to the OG podcast on the Murdoch family murder mystery, which was the Mandy Matney podcast. And now they are in the middle of this murder trial.
Who's the guy on that podcast?
Her husband.
He's got to be from Philly, right?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're
There's a lawyer.
There's a lawyer.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's either from like Baltimore or Philly.
He's from the Northeast for sure.
But like kind of southerny though. I think he's got to be from Baltimore.
I don't hear the southern in there. I'll next time you listen, I'll really pay.
His name is like Eric Bland. Should we just like Google where he's from?
Let's do it.
He's like he represents one of the theft victims. And he comes on, but he kind of has like a southern. I know what you're talking about. Where else has that accent though? Like in Virginia, maybe?
I don't know about that actually.
Did you just Google Eric Bland lawyer? Anyway, today in the trial, we learned that Alec Murdaugh liked Capri Suns.
That is such a weird detail.
There was a bomb threat earlier in the week. They are trying to threaten the judge, the poor black judge presiding over these white rednecks. And they had to evacuate the courthouse. Judge Newman, he's like a badass. He's sitting there. He's like, he is unflappable as shit. Find anything?
I'm still looking.
Did I get his name wrong? I didn't.
No.
Anyway, so I've been trying to watch that in between like doing work and stuff. And so I decided like this whole time I've been trying to figure out like who should play whom in the Hulu scripted. They're doing like a Hulu scripted a limited series on this saga. And first of all, I'm like, what I'm first looking at is like, who can I play? Because I've got like, I can do this accent. I'm from that area. I already decided I'm playing the bookkeeper who discovered the $758,000 that was missing from the law firm, and she blew the embezzlement wide open, and she was on the stand. Her name's Jeannie Seckinger. If you're listening, Jeannie, I don't know, maybe you're a fan. I want to play you in the docuseries. And then I was like, no one looks like Alec Murdoch though. Like not one actor.
I feel like there's somebody, and I can't put my finger on
but
it.
I realized today who it should be, and I happen to have his phone number. It's like make a long story short.
That's right.
I met him last year at an event, and we were kind of like yucking it up. And he made me take his phone number, and I never texted him the entire time I met him. And then today, I was like, hey, this is totally random. I know that I've never texted you before, but I'm watching this murder trial, and I think you should tell your reps to get you in the mix to play this guy, because Colin Firth just gave a star turn as a complicated villain in this staircase thing. Right. And I feel like this is your complicated villain arc. It was Patrick Fabian. He played
Howard
on Better Call Saul. I won't give any spoilers because you might just be catching up on that series, but he was Howard on Better Call Saul. It's not like he looks like Alec Murdoch, but he could be he's like fair-haired.
He just has to dye the top of his hair red.
Like a strawberry blonde.
Yeah, just the top.
And maybe they need to put a prosthetic forehead on him.
Maybe.
Because like there's something foreheady about this guy.
Let me tell you
what you've learned. Okay.
It's one of those when you put somebody's name in and it's biography, spouse, age, net worth, like that kind of thing.
Oh.
And then it's written in a crazy way. All right. Eric Bland is a legitimate accomplice at Bland Richter LLP. He has finished his public testing in legal malpractice.
Legitimate or litigant?
Legitimate accomplice. This is what I'm telling you. It's written in a weird way. He's not an accomplice at this law firm. He's an associate. He's like a partner. Oh,
he's being kind of quirky in his bio?
No, he didn't write this.
Okay.
This is like some robot put this together.
Oh.
Eric is presently perceived as a representative in the field of legal malpractice. He has been supported by the American Board of Professional Liability Attorneys. Eric Bland has recorded a score of being in the top 2% of all lawyers. Eric Bland is by all accounts in his 40s or 50s.
Sorry.
But here's the thing.
Wait.
His careful date of birth is questionable. Notwithstanding, it is realized that he went to the University of Tampa, from where he achieved his graduation in honors with summa cum laude. He was positioned at number 2 in his graduating class of 1985. Later, he went to the University of South Carolina School of Law, from where he achieved his graduation in 1988. He was being recorded as a normal understudy in the dean's rundown of individuals every semester.
What?
He moved on from his group while being a request at the coif part with 10% of the graduating class.
What?
Coif, C-O-I-F.
Coif?
Eric was assigned for consideration the South Carolina Super Lawyers rundown of 2015, 2016, and 2017. He was being distinguished as an amazing and all-around perceived super legal advisor in proficient risk.
Okay.
And again, his age is between 40, I'm sorry,
50.
It's between 40 to 50 years old.
What the F is this site you're on? I don't get it.
It's just one of those, like, if you
Like
put,
a broken-
if you put any name in there, like a sort of notable name,
Yeah.
there will be this. You always have this as an
I
option.
almost feel like if you go to the law firm's page, maybe there's like.
It doesn't say where he's from. That's where
Oh,
I
you're.
looked
I went.
first.
Oh, you did go
Yeah,
there.
this was a last resort. But
we can tweet him.
he can practice law in Pennsylvania. You want to
Oh,
tweet him?
you think him? Yeah, tweet him. He's active on Twitter. No, I'll tweet him.
I can't. You do it.
I have to tweet him. Settle a bet, Eric.
Do we have to make a bet to make it real? Or is he
I
gonna know
bet
that
you
we're
the
lying?
$5,000 you're going to give me for holding up. Holds up. Hold tight. What did I... What am I supposed to text you? Hold
Oh, hard
the-
times.
Hard times.
Hard times.
I'm going to tweet him right now. Eric Bland.
From the mid-1990s till the present, Eric has addressed numerous doctor bunches in selling their practices, and has additionally taken a couple of new doctors. A portion of those doctors range from being the country's biggest private home structure and land improvement organizations in South Carolina, North Carolina, and all through the United States. We don't get the other end of the range.
I gotta find his page. Hang on. All he does is tweet. Okay, keep going.
He has accomplished his practices in productive and financially savvy portrayals to the customers. Oh, here's the quick facts. Real name, blank. Nickname, update soon. Date of birth, update soon. Age, update soon. Birthplace, update soon. Height, tall, update soon. Weight, update soon. Body measurement, update soon. Net worth, approx, update soon. So we're waiting on those updates. His father's name is not available.
Okay, it took me to the wrong Eric Bland.
Who's the other one?
Someone that has a funk pops. What are those things called? Funky pop. Hang on.
Funko Pop?
Yeah.
Funky Pops.
Eric Bland.
Oh,
It's so hard to do a bunch of different
if you
things.
scroll down far enough, Mia in Los Angeles granted me access to hot new videos. Husband in tears after seeing this photo and asked for a divorce. The 21 dirtiest wedding pictures.
Here he is. His handle
Yeah.
is the Eric Bland,
Okay.
founder, partner of Bland Richter, South Carolina, malpractice attorney fighting for the last
need all that
35
shit.
years for the underdog, somewhere between 40s and 50s.
He
No,
says
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Oh. You really delivered that.
How am I not
perfectly.
following him? Oh, I like get all his tweets. Okay, I'm gonna settle a bet. I'm gonna just say it. I'm just gonna
That I think you're from Philly and you think he's from Baltimore.
settle a bet for me and my husband, please, Eric. I think you might be from Baltimore, but my husband, Paul F. Tompkins.
No.
What?
I'll put my name in there. You just say husband.
Thinks you're from Philly. Are either of us even close? Question mark.
Question mark?
It
Are
wrote
either
even-
of us
it-
even a close question
It
mark?
wrote question. It wrote. It wrote.
Oh, wrote the words question mark with a question
with a
mark.
question mark.
Leave it in.
It said. This is what it says. Set a little bet for me and my husband.
Settle little bet.
But that's wrong.
Settle little
Do you want me
bet
to
for
leave question mark? He's gonna think I'm a robot.
Take it out. You can take it out.
Settle a bet for me with my husband, not and my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Eric. I think you might be from Baltimore, but my husband thinks you're from Philly.
Perfect.
Are either of us even close? Taking out the words
Question mark.
question mark. Should I end with a compliment though?
No. He gets plenty of compliments.
I mean like
He's one of the top most achieved, so he's fine.
and P.S. Are you in your 40s or are you in your 50s?
Are you between your 40s and 50s?
I know it sounds like we're
That's just
drunk.
49.
I know it sounds like we're drunk, but we're not.
Are you saying that to him too?
No, I'm saying that to people who are still listening to Stay of Homekins if they are.
Weirdos.
Which would be weird if you are. Is anyone still out there?
Is anybody out there?
We know Lauren Lapkus is.
Yeah. And of course, Nico and Natalie.
And then
Or
also...
maybe just Natalie. I don't know about Nico.
And
I feel like we're biting the style of 3-minute review by naming our listeners.
oh, yes. Well, and Catherine and Mike
True.
are two of our listeners.
True,
oh,
true.
God, thank God Catherine's back from Toronto today. I was just like...
You were hanging on by a thread.
She's like my neighborhood bestie.
Yeah. And I'm
So
just a
true,
piece
but-
of shit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're not.
Thanks.
Tell us about. I do want to tell our listeners about a fun thing I did, but is it?
Why don't we do that after the break?
Do 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 do.
Oh, Lord, advertising Lomi again. Except it's Lomi. It's not Lomi. Shout out to CCR. Hey, listen. Lomi by Pila wanted me to talk to you because this is a problem that we all face. Garbage. Food waste. I'm talking what's left over from food after you make the meal. Peels, rinds, all that kind of nonsense. Two leftover spaghetti strands. That kind of, you know what I'm saying. Now look, you can throw it down the garbage disposal. Some things you're not supposed to put in there. Something surprisingly we found out that we had been throwing down there like willy-nilly. You were not supposed to put down there. And it just feels wasteful and gross and stupid and dumb. And I hate myself. Until Lomi. Lomi helps you get rid of this stuff. Now, I'm going to use a word you might be scared of. Composting. I know. When I heard that word before, I thought somehow the dump was involved. You had to go to a weird place in the city where there was a vicious dog and a guy who, if you gave him enough money, he would hide bodies. But now you can do it in your home, and it's not a weird thing. Okay? We got a Lomi. And now we can turn our food scraps into dirt.
Good
with the push
dirt.
of a button.
Good dirt.
Good dirt. Get into some good dirt. That is the late John Lewis used to say. And this helps your garden. It's a cleaner way, even though I said dirt, it's a cleaner way to get rid of your food scraps. And with Lomi, there's no smell. You do it. It's under 4 hours. It runs super quiet. It purrs like a kitten. Cuckoo, please. I'm talking about Lomi. And then you got this great dirt. Thanks to Lomi, I have way less garbage each week. Like went from, I don't know, like
1,000 pounds
1,000 pounds to 1.
to 1 pound
To 1 ounce
of dirt,
of dirt.
and it looks cool.
Those numbers are not necessarily accurate, but you get the idea. So now I feel like I'm throwing out way less stuff, and I'm not contributing to landfills. I'm not producing methane, which I didn't realize I was doing. I thought that was just cows. But look, I turn my waste into nutrient-rich dirt that I can feed to my plants. I used to have a black thumb, and now my plants are thriving, Hunty. Remember Hunty? I don't know if we say that anymore. So here's the thing. It turned my frown upside down when it comes to composting. Not only do I understand it, I am grateful for it, and I can't imagine not doing it anymore because Lomi makes it so easy. So here's the thing. If you want to start making a positive environmental impact, like me, or just make cleanup after dinner that much easier, Lomi is perfect for you. Head to lomi.com/homekins and use the promo code HOMEKINS to get $50 off your Lomi. That's $50 off when you head to lomi.com/homekins and use promo code HOMEKINS to check out. Food waste is gross. Lomi is your solution. With the holidays just around the corner.
What are you talking about? Valentine's Day?
Yes, that's one. Valentine's Day and President's Day, the holidays. Lomi will make the perfect gift for someone on your shopping list. Happy President's Day. Here's a Lomi. Lomi. Thank you, Lomi.
This episode of Stay of Homekins is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's Better, H-E-L-P. When you're at your best, you can do great things. But sometimes life gets you bogged down and you could feel overwhelmed. I know that I personally am feeling overwhelmed. If you've listened to any episode of Stay of Homekins, you probably are like, how does she even get out of bed in the morning? Well, guess what? Working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you. Because when you're feeling empowered, you're more prepared to take on everything life throws at you. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. And as someone personally who has benefited from therapy, I am very much in favor of seeking out help if you are considering it. It's convenient, it's flexible, affordable, and entirely online. So you can just go and fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So if you would like to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com. That's betterhelp.com/homekins to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/homekins. Do you love dinner?
Yeah.
Do you love making dinner?
Oh my God, no.
Well, guess what?
Huh?
Green Chef can help you out with that. What is Green Chef? It's a meal kit company that makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, gluten max, or just looking to eat more balanced meals.
Gluten Max?
I'm gluten max.
Oh, I went to high school with a guy named Gluten Max.
Was he German?
Yeah.
Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your prefs. Okay?
Preferences.
They have expanded their menu. So get your sweet little ass over to Green Chef and choose.
Get that hot ass over to Green Chef.
Choose from 30 plus recipes weekly with the option to mix and match. And you can get everything you need at Green Market, the one-stop shop for quick brekkies, brunches, wholesome lunches, and more. You can easily add those onto your weekly order.
From brekkies to lunches to brunches?
Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. And guess what? We love Green Chef. I talked one of my girlfriends into getting Green Chef. She used our Stay of Homekins promo code. She freaking loved every meal.
I did the same thing with my girlfriend.
What?
Forget I said that.
What? Okay, so I love Green Chef. I think they're great. If you would like to cook with Green Chef, get your sweet little fingertips over to Green Chef.
Fingertips over to
Green
Green
hot
Chef.
fingertips on the greenchef.com/homekins60 and use homekins60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. That's greenchef.com/homekins60 using code homekins60.
Thank you, Green Chef. And we're back. Now, before the break,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about your fun trip that you took recently.
I wanted to talk about my girls' trip that I take every year. But
It's just like the movie, and you get stuck in a zip line and you piss on a crowd of people.
what? I don't remember that happening.
You don't remember that from that movie? Oh, my God. I will say that movie, I
That
really
movie
enjoyed
was
that movie.
entertaining
It was
as
really
hell.
funny, and they fucking went for it. They
They
really
were having
went
like
for it.
so much fun in that movie.
Absolutely. No holds
Our
barred.
girls' trip is nothing like that movie. Like, could not be more like boring or whatever. I mean, not boring. That's not the right word.
Let me ask you something.
I'm listening.
In life,
Yes.
how many people do you know that are always doing business and all they think about is business?
What?
And they can't even relax on a vacation because they're doing business. Because that's such a staple of a certain type of movie.
I've never met anyone like that.
And then their phone eventually gets thrown into a lake or some shit.
You mean like someone who's like kind of like a workaholic or something?
Yeah. I'm so close to this. I'm having to work on this merger.
Well, don't go on a vacation in the
Right.
middle of a fucking merger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sound advice.
Like, if you're in the middle of a fucking merger, stay at the
But
office.
it's your best friend since forever. And you don't want to let them down.
Guess what?
But also, you're covering for an emptiness in your personal life.
Oh, what? This is too much. If this is my best friend and they were like, "Oh, I go to work in the merger all the time," I probably wouldn't invite him to the trip.
Yeah, man.
I'd be like, "Oh, guess what, guys? I got this really fun Airbnb. Don't worry, I didn't invite Wendy
Yeah.
because she is a fucking."
Maybe she can rent an Airbnb with a merger. Fucking Wendy.
Do I have to put down a merger deposit for this Airbnb rental?
Any merger. If you do a merger at an Airbnb, the Airbnb is now a partner in the merger. That's just the rules.
Actually, that sounds like a real thing that might happen. That would happen. That's like part of the rules.
So Airbnb stands for Air Bed and Breakfast. Is that correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And there's
There's
bed
no
there.
breakfast.
No, you have to do that yourself.
Some places.
Do they say there's food in the fridge and
No,
you can have
I
it?
mean, you know. But you
No,
could.
absolutely not. That doesn't happen.
You could.
You could request it,
I get.
but you pay for it.
I mean, or you could find one that's like, we have a culinary. Remember my private chef here? I had on a Okay, so I brought up this girls trip before. It was on a previous episode. I talked about
this is a long-standing yearly event.
thing. We did not have the trip in 2021 because of like vaccines hadn't fully rolled out, Omicron, whatever. Okay. Or wasn't even Omicron yet. Wasn't that like 2022?
Were we ever so young?
When was Omicron?
Omicron, I feel like was 2022. Yeah. Right? Or did we just start calling every new strain
No,
Omicron?
it was the end of 2021. It was the end of 2021.
Okay.
I think. That's when it started. Anyway, I don't understand the pandemic anymore.
And we never will.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's not for us to know God's plan.
I don't know. Well, I want this to stay up. This won't stay. This microphone. Anyway, it keeps like. Stop it.
Ugh. What are you trying to do?
I don't want it to.
Oh, it's not supposed to be. That part is supposed to be.
Oh, it is.
Up like this.
Well, why won't
Ideally.
it stay like that? It kept.
You
like,
have to tighten the
sinking.
little thing on the side.
I did.
This is riveting. I'll fix it later, dear. Put it on my honey-do list.
All right. So my girlfriends and I, for like the past 10 years, we go to.
Has it been that
Well,
long?
this is like our 9th year.
Wow.
Or our 9th trip. Or 10 year. I don't know. It was our 9th year. It was our 9th. Because our first one, I think, was in 2014. I think. Yeah, in 2014. Okay, so, and it's just like, we just drive to Palm Springs. It's literally 2 hours away. And we, like, spend 2 nights, like, a weekend there together.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. But, like, it's become this sort of, like, we talk about it all year. Like the whole year, like it's like, oh my god, I can't wait. Like it'll just happen like a week ago. We're like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like I can't fucking wait to get the fuck out of here. Go to Nashville. This has been like a day or whatever. Like there's just like a thread that's like the whole year.
Yeah.
So we were there. So we go in January. I don't know why I'm telling this particular story. It was just something that made us laugh really hard.
But it was funny to me too.
Okay, so we were there. We decided to do an Airbnb this year, and luckily it was like a nice one. Like it was run by this girl who has like clearly cared about her property. You know what I mean? Like it was cute and clean.
Right.
So that was fun.
Not a chemtrails
There wasn't
enthusiast.
there was not like evidence of sex parties.
Right.
Anywhere.
Evidence.
No, it wasn't even like set up good for sex parties because it was sort of like quaint and small, but it was perfect for our purposes. And so, one of the things that happens when we get there is we just like sit around and like laugh a lot at shit. Like, I don't know, like we just crack each other up.
Yeah.
Like it's just like kind of a funny group of girls. And I don't know, it's just, there's just a lot of hilarity.
That's the reason for the season. That's why you do it. It's like there's nothing better. Bless you.
Sorry, I have.
When you get to do the bless you simultaneous with the sneeze, it's a good
There's
feeling.
like a lot of dust in my nose today. Okay, so anyway, so for
dust. Wink, wink. Hey, there's a bunch of dust in the bathroom.
So much of dust. So we were in the shape of a little. Whatever. Okay, so we were like, joking around, and I have like this, this news app on my phone. That Smart News. I've talked about it before. I get these like weird like bundled headlines in the algorithm, and one of the headlines was like 10 ways. 10 ways you are being gaslit and how to navigate them. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, look, there's 10 ways of being gaslit and how you navigate them. And so they're like, read some, and so I was like, okay. And then we got to this one.
Now, this is supposed to help you navigate somebody gaslighting you.
Yeah. So basically, like, should we do like a role play? Like, should you do the gaslighting and I'll tell you what you're supposed to say?
Well, no, I would say present it the way you discovered it. And then we'll do the role play. We'll act it out.
Okay, got it. Okay, so basically,
we can show how well it works in any gaslighting situation.
Okay, so basically, like in the event that you are being told you're crazy, that's gaslighting 101.
Yes,
like you're crazy. You're supposed to say, "I'm not crazy. I'm discerning, and you're finding it hard to manipulate me. There's a difference."
And then you guys started saying this all weekend long.
Basically, what happened was it was so wonderful that it was like, what? That's incredible.
The specific words, that are being used, it really hinges on discerning, which is like, what? But okay, so let's do a situation where you say something to me that provokes the response, "You're crazy."
Okay. I want to leave at 6:00 because I don't like to be late.
We're never late. You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm discerning. And you're finding it hard to manipulate me. There's a difference!
That was an added flourish on the end.
Did you like that?
You could do. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
But here's the thing. Did I de-escalate or did I escalate?
I think you escalated, but that person will never forget it. Here's what I want to know. If somebody's gaslighting you, they are trying to make you doubt your own memory of things, your own account of things.
I got it. So I gave you the wrong thing.
Yeah, you did.
You told me that you told me that you were alone. You smell like perfume.
I smell like I always smell. You're crazy.
No, you smell like perfume.
I don't. You're out of your
Smell
mind.
it.
No, you're out of your mind.
What? I'm not out of my mind. Why are you denying that there is a perfume smell on your freaking shirt?
Because there isn't.
Oh my God, I'm allergic to that perfume. It's that perfume I'm allergic to.
I don't.
I'm not crazy.
I don't have perfume on my shirt. You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm discerning.
Wow, you know what? That really shut me down, and I apologize.
Now wipe that horse perfume off.
What does discerning have to do with it? I don't get it. I don't get it.
What? I think it works. I disagree. I think it works in any situation. In any situation.
Okay, I think I have one.
Okay. Am I the one being gaslit, or
Do you want to trade places?
Wait, who am I playing in this one?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Do you want to trade places?
I don't know, because you said I think I have one, and I don't know what you're about to say.
Well, it's something that's more tied to being discerning. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay. You be the gaslighter.
Okay.
Gaslighter! And I will say something. Mm-hmm. And I guess you have to tell me I'm crazy for it.
Yeah.
And then I can hit you with the devastating response. Okay.
I can do any kind of gaslighting, I feel like.
Well, it has to lead into the classic gas. Well, it has to be you're crazy. But you have to say why I'm crazy. And then I can say the killing line.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
I just want to know how I want to gaslight you.
Well, I'm going to present you with something.
Oh.
And then classic gaslighting.
Oh, you're going to present it.
Is you are denying me my
it. The reality.
experience.
The reality.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't watch The Circle because I don't like reality shows.
Yes, you did. You watched The Circle. We watched The Circle.
I'm going to use that
We
one.
watched The Circle.
Let's switch back. You use that one.
Wait.
You say what I said.
Oh, I'm going to say it now?
I'm now the gaslighter again.
Okay.
And you'll see. Okay.
I didn't watch The Circle because I don't really like reality shows.
You watch a lot of reality shows, like you watch The Real Housewives.
No, I don't. I've never watched. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Am I doing
Remember,
it wrong?
it has to lead into discerning.
All right, start over. I didn't watch The Circle because I don't really watch any reality shows.
We watch Southern Charm, so to say you don't watch reality shows is crazy.
I'm not crazy. Wait, I'm the one I'm supposed to say. I thought you were going to say. Okay.
No, we switched back. We're so close.
I didn't watch The Circle because I don't really watch a lot of reality shows.
You watch reality shows. You watch Southern Charm. That's crazy to say you don't watch reality shows.
I'm not crazy. I'm discerning. And you're finding it hard to manipulate me? There's a difference.
Fuck. Well, I guess I should go.
That's why I only watch Southern Charm.
Stay in a hotel tonight. And I trust you will have my things out on the street tomorrow.
I wanted you to be the guy. I wanted you to be.
Honey, I know, but I didn't want to give it all away, and I didn't know. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
but this is why I'm saying it can work in any situation. You're trying to tailor it, and it can fucking work in any situation.
Well, of course it can. But I'm saying, what if we tried to tailor it to the word discerning? Just for the hell of it. Rather than somebody saying, just flat out denying your reality, and then you say, I'm actually discerning.
About reality shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happened in the weekend. So we kept saying this all the time. We couldn't stop saying it. We were like saying it any chance we could fucking get.
And you're doing different reads on it.
Different reads and different like someone might be talking about someone else, and then it'd be like, they're not crazy. They're like, and then it was like, we're just going off. So then we have, and so one of our traditions is on Saturday night of the weekend.
I don't think I knew about this.
We go to a restaurant.
Okay.
Together.
Right. I assume you did that the whole time.
No, Friday night. Well, sometimes we have on Friday nights. It depends on if we're staying in a hotel. Like we might go to like the hotel bar. Like a couple times we stayed at Saguaro, and so we get like tacos and beer that Friday night. We come in at that bar.
Right.
But Saguaro's off the list for a lot of reasons. One was a 2 a.m. Fire alarm.
Oh yeah,
and then
right.
the biker convention where there were men peeing in the plants. Okay, whatever. Okay, so anyway, so we go to dinner. We go to this dinner on Saturday night that we're all like looking forward to and stuff. And and then our friend, unfortunately, she got some seafood and it wasn't cooked all the way through. And she's like, I don't want to complain about this. And we were like, you don't have to complain about it. Just like ask them to like heat it up. Like send the scallops back and they'll like just throw them on the heat for a minute and then bring them because they only take like a minute to cook, But I guess they were like translucent in the middle, which is like, first gross. So she sent them back, whatever. But because she was like not saying anything about them, she had tried to eat them before she sent them back. And she kind of gave herself like the ick. She was like, I think I have, like, she was like, I'm going to have food poisoning. I was like, you're not going to have food poisoning because like you can eat scallops raw, like if they're sushi grade or whatever. I was like, you're not, but like for whatever reason, like she was like, so they brought him back. And then she was like, honestly, I think I just want to send this back. Like I don't need anything. And they were like, going out there, you know how like they go out of their way to be like, oh, can we bring you something else? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I had enough of the appetizer, blah, blah. And she was trying not to make, sometimes like you're trying not to, like you just want to be invisible in that moment.
Yeah. Well, I think I've only ever, I have 2 memories of saying, hey, there's a problem with my order. And both times it was because there was a bug in it. And I was just like, I wasn't irate because it's like, look, shit happens. And I'm like, hey, there's a bug in this.
Like, just take it off. Like, I don't.
And they're always like, but they want it to be over as quickly as possible. They're like, okay, we'll get you another one right away.
No, it's like, you don't want another one at that point.
Sometimes I do.
Well, she didn't want to. Anyway, so we think everything's died down. And then the floor manager comes over. And he's like, totally like, hey ladies, like, I'm so sorry about your this and that, and and she's like, it's fine or whatever. And he's like, oh, and then he was trying to make a joke to us, and he's like, she's just challenging like that.
Oh no.
To my friend, and you know which friend I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
And her eyes flared, like red, like came over her, like steam started coming out of her ears, and she goes, I'm not challenging. I'm discerning. There's a difference.
Did she yell it like that?
No, but it was like she kind of fake yelled it like that. She fake yelled. She was performing. She was,
of course, for
you guys. She was doing a bit for us.
Yes.
She wasn't doing it really to this guy.
This simpleton. He has no idea what the fuck is going on.
What happened was she was performing it for us.
And did you guys lose it?
We fucking lost it. And this guy, of course, like walked into this.
Yeah.
And has no idea. Yeah. And we're like, no. We're like trying to explain to him, like, there's nothing we can tell you other than you just gave us a gift.
No.
And we're fine. And you don't have to worry about our bill or anything.
No worse feeling than walking into a private joke
of a bunch of ladies. Like
that, there's just no way you don't think that it's about you. But of course it's not about you. You know what I mean?
I think we assured him it was like, I think he caught on that we were like a little buzzed.
To say something
and
then have somebody else say something back, and then everyone at the table
but
cracks
like a
up.
weird thing to say too. Like it was like a weird thing that like he was like, all right, you fucking weirdos or whatever, and then like left. Anyway, that was my little story about Palm Springs, which is the greatest place in the world. I love
it.
I love Palm Springs like so much. It has like a vibe. Like it has like I never thought I was like a desert person. Because I love like the beach and I love the mountains.
What is the desert but the beach with no ocean?
There are pools.
Wise words.
I do like the pools.
Yeah.
But there's like something kind of like, I hate this word because I don't believe in the word.
Racism?
No.
No such thing.
Like mystical. Like I don't like to use that word.
I think that word is okay. You don't have to be all woo-woo to feel like things are mystical. You know what I mean?
But like there's just like certain places that I've been and that you go to and that anyone has gone to. Like, you know, like you go to New Orleans and you get like a feeling.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's shit, like some shit has happened here.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, like this is like a crazy, like culturally vibrant something like without even knowing anything.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, you're walking through and it feels like it could be like us like 500 years ago or like the future. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something weird or timeless about
That's how
it.
I feel about King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Is that true? I've never been there.
No.
Fun for the kids and the kid and you.
Mulligan Family Fun Center. Now
That
this is
just
like a
made
private joke that people walked in on.
Okay, I thought because when you said King of Prussia, because I know there's like the King of Prussia Mall.
Yes, that's right.
So in my mind, that made me think of the
Mulligan Family Fun Center.
I don't know why. Anyway, I like that about Palm Springs, which is like I just love it. It's a beautiful place, and it's fucking hot as shit in the summer.
I know.
And it's cold
But
at
that's
night.
when it's cheap. But it's
not cheap anymore. Anytime.
I know.
Anytime.
It
got discovered.
You know what? Palm Springs, it got discovered, but also global warming got discovered. And they're like, what are we doing? Why did we bother lowering the prices?
Right, because
Everywhere's going to be like this.
Well, because like you go in the summer and they've chilled the pool.
Yeah.
So like you may as well just like stay in an awesome hotel.
Yeah.
And like jump in this chilled pool.
Jump in a chilled pool, why don't you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know where any place to go is any. I mean, it used to be cheap. Like it's almost like we still go there like 10 years later, and it's insane how much it's changed.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten like it didn't even have like a nice food before, and now it's like got like shishi food and stuff. And it used to just be like this sort of like junky 1960s vibe.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, they have the what's the modernist week or whatever. There's always
what happens there?
Like people who
Like an art thing?
Yeah, it's like I guess there's like some amazing yearly thing in Palm Springs where they celebrate the mid-century architecture and design. And so
Are Eames chairs there?
yes.
Okay.
And like I think
A parade of Eames chairs?
they open some notable architecture houses like once a year or something that you can go look at. But it's like impossible. I've never been, but like it's impossible to probably go and stay somewhere, you know, because it's like so popular to go then. And then they have the Palm Springs Film Festival, and then they have like, you know, it's just like become like a thing.
Do you remember the first time we went there together?
Yes.
And we stayed at that sort of retro
yes, the
place.
Orbit Inn. The Orbit Inn.
I wasn't going to say the name, but okay.
Oh.
And they were newly...
We didn't want to... Oh, because are you going to say something about it?
No, not about them, but I just...
Oh, okay. I was going to give him a little boost.
I don't know if this will be a boost. But we were hanging out by the pool, and there was always this other couple there.
And also, remember we were there...
And we got vibes off of them that we didn't want.
Yeah. It was like they were like following us.
Yeah.
There were only like 7 rooms at this place.
Anytime they would talk to us, they would look at us very meaningfully. And it's like, it's not going to happen.
This is not that kind of movie,
You
guys.
weird Irish swingers.
Yeah, and then we saw Hugh Hauser.
That was the best. So we're driving down to Palm Springs. We know that Hugh Hauser, I guess, lived there.
Or like like he lived there, had a house there,
If
or
you
like
don't know
hung
who
out
Hugh
there.
Hauser was, please look him up online.
Yeah,
there's got to be videos on YouTube, and he was a one of a kind.
Oh my
person.
god, that would be like a good comedy Bang Bang character.
Honey, James Adomian did it for years.
Oh, he did? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I guess it already is a good comedy Bang Bang character.
It was indeed.
Sorry.
But we're driving down there, and we were saying, I wonder if we're going to see Huell Hauser. And so day one, we're in the pool, we're hanging out, and there's a bar by the pool, and
it's
they
like
have
the funnest
little
place ever.
dishes of popcorn and stuff like that. Yeah, it was really the place was really nice. I really
Except for
enjoyed
that
it.
couple.
Except for that couple, and the weirdly super heavy comforter that was on the bed, because it gets cold at night in the desert, but not that cold. Do you remember that thing was like a lead blanket?
I probably liked it. I don't.
You probably liked it
because I.
This was in your 2 comforter days.
I would like if I owned a gravity blanket. Are those what they're called?
This is before weighted blankets were a thing.
Yeah, I would have one.
Oh my god, that thing was like a marble slab. Anyway, we're hanging out in the pool, and we hear the owner whom we met when we checked in.
Yeah.
And he's showing somebody around, and he's saying, yeah, and we have a little bar where we have a happy hour, and we put out popcorn for people. And then we hear this voice go, popcorn! And it's fucking Huell Hauser, and he's being Huell Hauser.
He's like hanging out at the bar, a happy hour at this place.
He's expressing wonder at the idea of them putting out popcorn. Like it's a novel, interesting thing
awesome.
that could only happen in Palm Springs.
I love it there. So
it's
if
fun.
Anyone can...
It's nice to have a
me
place
up.
that's
I need a
like
place.
a little bit out of town, but that you can easily drive to. It's just a couple hours away, and you can hang out there for a weekend.
I like that you can sit by the pool and like be sunning by the pool and looking up in the sky and see snow on the mountains that are towering over Palm Springs. Like, isn't that the weirdest, coolest thing ever?
That's California, baby.
It's California. It's California.
That's
it's California.
Just the way it is. California, baby.
California is amazing.
It truly is.
It is such a beautiful place. I love California.
It's a shame it's despised by the rest of the United States.
Well, it's because it's expensive to live here.
You think that's why?
Because everyone wants to fucking live here.
That's not why they hate us, honey.
Why do they hate us?
They think we are a monolith of liberal pedophiles who are trying to bring America to their knees.
It's so not like... It's not a liberal state, though.
No, there's 2 liberal cities.
It's a liberal majority.
Yeah.
But it's not a liberal state by any means.
Not at all.
Like
But it is funny that
Bakersfield, Orange County, fucking Salton Sea. What the fuck is that area?
We have like when you live here, you don't necessarily have a state identity. You have a city identity.
Well, the state is too big.
The state is huge, but to the rest of the country, it's all California. So people don't say, how do you like living in Los Angeles? They say, how do you like living in California? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. And like, there are so many places in California I still haven't even gotten to explore. And I've lived here for like 20 years.
That's right.
Like, I've never been to Big Sur. And I'm like dying to go to Big Sur.
Well, I've never been to Big Sur.
But I kind of like the music.
Wait, in the song, where does he say he's never been?
Spain,
but he's been to Oklahoma.
Well, I've never
Same for me.
been to Spain.
I just realized that song applies to me.
And then he says, but I kind of like the Beatles. Not California. Of Oklahoma.
How did the Beatles get in there?
Because he says, I've never been to
London?
England.
England, okay.
Or something.
He doesn't like anything about Spain.
What does it matter? I like that song.
It's a good song.
A
I like
lot.
that song. Who sings that again?
It's Three Dog Night, but they're like it's been covered.
Yeah, it's Queen.
It's been covered.
It's become a standard country cover. People like to.
Is it country?
I think country people like
rock.
to cover it. I think it's rock too.
I think it's rock.
But I think country artists like to cover it more than rock
like
artists. I've never heard the Blues Traveler cover it.
Like Shelby Lynn or someone covered it, maybe. Shelby.
Is she country?
Yeah, she's country. She's country. I think she covered it. Yeah, who else covered it? I think you should cover it.
Maybe I will.
I've sent it to you to
See if I
cover.
don't. Oh, speaking of covers. So also before we wrap up, because we're getting to about that time, we got back from San Francisco.
San Francisco.
We were
Speaking
there
of California.
Sketch Fest, the 20th annual Sketch Fest. Had a wonderful time.
Wonderful time.
I did 2 shows, including
You did
Varietopia.
3 shows, but whatever.
I did 2. That's right. I did 2 Sketch Fest shows and 1 off.
You were a guest. You were a
off-site
guest
show.
on.
I was a guest on Busy
Which,
Phillips
by the way,
and
you can
Casey
find it.
St.
We're
Allenge's
going to send it out
podcast.
on our Substack.
That's right.
The podcast episode that you were. Okay, keep going.
That's right. And it was a lot of fun. We planned poorly that night because the show was at 7:30. We were like, we'll just have dinner afterwards. And we really should have thought that through more.
Well, we flew in from LA, checked into a hotel, and then had to be somewhere. It wasn't like we had the ability.
Hold on. We were at the hotel by 1 p.m.
We were
And
not
the
at the
show
hotel. Well, we
was
had
until
lunch.
7:30.
And we had lunch with John Hodgman and Jonathan Colton.
That's true. We had a lovely lunch with them. We had some ramen.
In fact, I think our lunch was late enough that we weren't like starving at 7:30.
Remember the ramen place?
Yeah.
They had a drum
Yeah.
by the entrance.
Yeah.
And so when people would come in, they would hit the drum.
Yeah.
And I think they hit it by the number of people who came in.
Okay.
Or maybe it was like a max of 2. So I think there was a group of 4 that came in. They just hit it twice. And then everybody, all the staff is like, hey, welcome.
Yeah.
And they didn't hit the drum for me.
They didn't hit the drum for us either. Because when we came in, they were like in the back.
Yes.
And so when it started happening for other people, we were like, what the fuck?
So jealous. I was so jealous. It was all I could do not to hit that drum on the way
It
out.
was like hilarious.
To some, it was hilarious.
So about your shows that you were going to share.
Had a great time doing Varietopia.
That Varietopia
At the beautiful Sidney
was
Goldstein
lit.
Theater. Thank you. It was
was
a really fun show.
lit.
And that will be up for sale, I think, next week.
Oh, and if you want to know where to find it, sign up for weekendwater.substack.com and we'll send out information to your little inbox of how to find it.
That's true. But I will tell you this in the meantime. I have my stuff on Vimeo, but I made a master page of all my archive stuff that I could find that is on my website, paulftompkins.com/video. And you will see like a big, long list of all the stuff that I have been able to track down.
And we'll share
And
that.
we'll share that on the Substack as
On
well.
the Substack. On the weekendwater.substack.com.
Do you have any recommendations?
I'm reading a book, I guess, I like that everyone told me to read.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to recommend it? It was like a bestseller. I think I do. I'm not done with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and it's good so far. I have like
I've heard that's good as well, but I don't know anything about it.
I think you would like it, actually.
Okay.
I think you would like it.
Right now, I'm reading a book called The Yard, which is the first in, I guess, a series of detective novels. That are
like
set,
Scotland Yard?
Yeah, in Victorian times. And man, that shit is right up my alley. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost done with this book. And then next, I'm going to read Say Nothing, which is about the Troubles.
Oh, yes, because John Hodgman told us about that book.
Yeah. And I went to buy it after he told us. We had dinner with him, and I'd already bought it. I'd already bought it when I first heard about it.
What?
Yeah. So it's waiting for me.
That's amazing.
It's so amazing. I'm so blessed.
You're so blessed.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
We are blessed to have you listeners. We love doing Stay of Homekins. We know once a month is like kind of.
But look, as Bruce Hornsby in The Range said, that's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. That's not how that song goes.
No, it's not. But that's the way some song goes.
Something goes that song. Something
Do it
goes
again.
like that.
Something goes that song.
That's just the way it is.
I
What is it?
don't know. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
When I saw The Dead, Bruce Hornsby was there.
Yeah. He was just there. Like you looked over and he was next to you? Like,
He
Bruce
was
Hornsby.
like playing
Yeah, with the dead.
with The Dead.
Yeah. Did he open and then he played? He jammed
No,
with them?
he was like part of the band or something. Am I getting this messed up? Did I do drugs or something there?
No, I could see that happening.
Like, I feel like he was like part of them for a while or something.
I mean, they were
Am I
a million years old.
crazy?
People are dropping like flies.
I mean, true. I mean, I got to see Jerry.
You did get to see Jerry?
Yeah.
All right. Good for you.
Totally saw Jer.
I like that
Jer
for
Bear.
you.
Jer Bear.
Of course, everyone
I
called him
liked
Jer
it
Bear.
for me too because, it was Jer.
Yeah.
It was Jer,
And then he was reincarnated as an ice cream. And we eat him like the Eucharist. All right. Well, listen.
Please sign up for the weekend.
Thank you.
winner.
Oh, man. And I just want to say The Last of Us, enjoying that very much. There's a new one tonight, I think.
I'm Murdoch.
That episode with Nick Offerman and Murray, what's his name? I can't remember his last name. Bartlett was tremendous.
Lovely. They were
and
lovely.
And then, of course, last Friday, Melanie Linsky shows up. You know you're in good hands. It's exciting. And who doesn't love Pedro Pascal?
I'm a big Melanie Linsky person.
She's the best.
But I've loved Melanie Linsky since before Heavenly Creatures.
That's when I loved her.
No,
I
loved
think your
her.
drawing's fantastic.
Fantastic.
I think
And
your
then when I
drawing's
got to meet her in person, and she's so tall, or taller than me. And then I was like,
when you said that, I was like, is she?
she's just I don't know, she's just she's so cool and
She's
fun.
She's great. She's so
And also the kind of actor, I can't get into the acting thing because she's such a great performer.
Yeah, she's just the best.
She's the kind of actor I love.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
And I can get nerdy about that.
I know. I can watch her in anything.
You
All
guys,
right.
everybody.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Check out the Substack. And there's free stuff for you. You don't have to pay us. If you feel like doing it, go ahead. But it's not like we're going to put everything behind the paywall.
No, but there will be some fun stuff if you so choose.
Absolutely. If you can swing it, we're not going to make it crazy expensive. It's going to be manageable for you and for us.
Yeah, there's a deal if you buy. It's not that much a month, but if you buy,
we're only charging crypto, so
it's not crypto.
Kidding around.
And you can gift subscriptions to people, if you have friends or whatever, or you could
maybe you hate us. And you think somebody will hate us even more.
If you hate us,
as a practical joke,
then you should block us on every avenue.
You really should. Every avenue.
So that you never have to hear or see our faces ever again.
That's right.
Anyway, This is Dave Homekins.
And we thank you, and we'll be back next month. And until then,
stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.